Hello guys, welcome back to the channel once more. My name is Adam. In today's video, I want us to talk about some updates concerning Ghanaian and Black Star players. I'm not going to waste too much time on it. So if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please make sure to subscribe. If you have already subscribed to, thank you very much. And may God richly bless you. So guys, quickly, let's jump into it. And I'd like to begin with the star boy, Mohammed Kudus. Now, we know that he's currently serving some game match ban from the straight record he received when West Ham played against Tottenham. You all know the incident. We don't want to talk about it because that is the bad part of Mohammed Kudus. But then Mohammed Kudus is in the news once more, and this time around is for the good reason. Now, according to the Mirror, there is a team in the English Premier League who is interested in the services of Mohammed Kudus. Now, when you read further in the report, you will notice that the club in the English Premier League interested in Mohammed Kudus is Arsenal. Now, people have been asking, why would Arsenal be interested in Mohammed Kudus? Why? Now, the reason is very simple. Arsenal have started receiving offers from Saudi Arabia for Trossard. And they also believe that Trossard's camp might accept those offers coming from Saudi Arabia. So they want to start planning ahead. And they are trying to line up players who will be suitable replacements for Trossard. And Mohammed Kudus is on top of that list. Now, the report suggests that Arsenal will be willing to pay up to 90 million euros for the services of Mohammed Kudus. And to me, this is good. This is good news for Mohammed Kudus. We all know the quality Mohammed Kudus possesses. We saw him the first season with West Ham, superb. The second season, it was going well until the red card. So far, he has scored 2 goals in the EPL for West Ham. And I believe that more is to come from Mohammed Kudus this season. It's not over yet. Let's not write Mohammed Kudus off. I just believe that he's going to come back stronger. After the game West Ham are going to play against Everton, the following game, I believe Mohammed Kudus would be ready and prepared to wear that West Ham jersey and start doing well for the club because they seriously need it as at this point. So guys, that is the latest update concerning Mohammed Kudus. Now, let's move away from Mohammed Kudus and talk about Thomas Partey. Now, I want to talk to you about Thomas Partey in the light that Thomas Partey is currently on his last year when it comes to his contract issues. At a point, Arsenal did not want to extend Thomas Partey's contract. So this season, Thomas Partey is playing the best football he has ever played in his life for Arsenal. And a lot of fans have been campaigning on social media after watching Thomas Partey perform game after game and saying that, see, we need Thomas Partey in the team because he's now a utility player. He's a player that can play the midfield when you need him to. He's a player that can play right back when you need him to. So this shows you the importance Thomas Partey has in that Arsenal team. So Arteta himself said a few things concerning Thomas Partey. I want to read it out very quickly. You can see that on your screen. When Arteta was asked about Thomas Partey's contract extension, he says that Thomas Partey contract would be due in June. He's only 31 and he's really in a good place and we will have the talks. He also added that the one thing that we needed was Thomas Partey to be at the level we wanted currently. He's working so hard to do what he has been doing at the moment. That has to do with his fitness. If you know Thomas Partey in the past seasons with Arsenal, it has been one injury or the other. But this time around, 10 games so far, Thomas Partey is standing strong. He's playing so well for Arsenal. And Mikel Arteta is saying that they would have that talks. And I believe Mikel Arteta is going to vouch for Thomas Partey to get that contract extension. Now, moving away from that, Thomas Partey talked about Arsenal's form now. Now, we all know Arsenal, the Nkoye, it's not going well, looking at their performance quite recently. And he spoke after Arsenal lost to Newcastle United. If you have not seen the interview yet, let's check it out together.
Commiseration on the loss today. That's back-to-back losses now at the St. James's Park. What is it about this place that Arsenal just couldn't get it over the line?
Well, I would say it's a difficult place to play. They have a lot of quality players, and we did our best to try to turn things around. Unfortunately, we could not. We considered early, and at the end of the day, we have to try our best. We did, and we could not get the win today. So we have to wake up and try to win our next game.
So Inter Milan next. So as Chelsea. What sort of reaction are you looking for from the team going forward?
Well, I think it's the best moment, to turn things around, to show that we are not just any team. We are Arsenal. We can do everything possible that is expected of us. Even though we lost today, we can come back and, do our best.
So does that mean you are still in that title challenge this season? I mean, the season is still long ahead.
Yeah, as you said, the season is long. We want to, get back to winning ways, try to win our games, and try to fight forward.
All right, thank you.
So guys, you have heard from Thomas Partey and what he had to say. Arsenal's next game would be against Inter Milan in the UCL, and also their next EPL game is against Chelsea. Those are two big games. Arsenal has already lost against Newcastle United. They need to bounce back. And Thomas Partey is saying that those two games are the only way they can bounce back and get the fans behind them. And it's not over yet. It's just 10 games in the EPL. There's still more games to play, 28 games more to play. So, I mean, it's not over yet. Arsenal fans should calm down. That is coming from Thomas Partey. So, guys, that is it with Thomas Partey. Let's move away from Thomas Partey and talk about Alexander Djiku, who plays for Fenerbahce. Over the weekend, yeah, if you missed that Fenerbahce game against Trabzonspor, you have missed one of the most dramatic games, I mean, this year. See, Jose Mourinho, he is another coach on its own. Now, we all know Alexander Djiku plays under Jose Mourinho. That game was a tight game. It was a very tight game. But then something happened in that game that most Ghanaians were not happy about. It was the injury to Alexander Djiku. Now, he played only 59 minutes in that game. And then he picked up an injury and walked out. Now, this is a very big worry for Ghana because we all know that we are left with 2 more games to play in the Afcon qualifiers. Mathematically, we can still qualify if our opponents lose the rest of their games and we win the rest of our games. So I think people are not happy with the fact that in that game, when we needed you the most, I mean, it's left with 2 more games, you are getting injured. But then this is not the first time this is happening, because there was one time Alexander Djiku did not report to Black Star team camp because of injury this particular season and missed 2 games for Fenerbahce. So this season, this is like the second time he's picking up an injury. And it's not a good thing for Alexander Djiku, especially for a player who wants to reach his peak. He needs to make sure he works on that. Currently, Fenerbahce, his club side, are currently sitting second when you go to the Turkish league, and also they finished with 23 points out of 10 games so far. So guys, this is the latest update concerning Alexander Djiku. It's not a good one, but we just hope that he recovers in time, because we have World Cup qualifiers to play next year March. But then the latest update is that with this injury, it is likely that he will not be around when Ghana plays its last 2 games in the Afcon qualifiers. Now, let's move away from that and talk about Inaki Williams. Yesterday, Inaki Williams featured for Athletic Club, and after the game, Inaki Williams spoke about the flood happening in Spain, especially in Valencia. They call it Dana, and this is what Inaki Williams said about the flood. I'm going to read it out very quickly. He says that football is a secondary issue. What is important is life, and that Valencia moves forward. If you have seen footages of the flood that is happening in Spain, it is wild, and it's not something that we want to be seeing always. And Inaki Williams is saying that football is secondary. Your life is very important, and this is coming from Inaki Williams, and this is important message from Inaki Williams to his fans, to the people of Valencia, people who are victims of this particular flood in Spain. Lastly, let's talk about some Black Star latest updates. This is very juicy, and I want to tell you about this because it's very important. Now, the last time the Black Stars were here in Ghana to play the Afcon qualifiers against Sudan, the double header, there were a lot of things that happened in team camp. The one that stood out, the highlight of the whole thing, was Jordan Ayew, when Ghana played against Sudan, him complaining to Kwesi Appiah during the hallway, or what we call the veranda of the dress, like the back room, the dressing room. He was complaining bitterly. You can see it on your screen. Now, the second thing that happened was when we went to play the second leg in Libya against Sudan, after the game where Ghana lost, Jordan Ayew and Lawrence Atisigi fighting on the pitch. You can see that also on the screen. So the highlight of everything was that Jordan Ayew wasn't happy with certain things that were happening in the Black Star team camp. And according to a UK-based journalist called Rahman Osman, he says that Otto Addo flew to England to see Jordan Ayew at Leicester City. And they had to talk because of the upcoming games, because it was as if Jordan Ayew was not happy with certain things, and he wanted to make sure that those things were settled between him, the coach, and the player before the player start converging in Ghana here to play the last 2 games. He wanted harmony in team camp because what happened between Jordan Ayew and also Lawrence Atizigi was not properly sorted before these players went back to their club side. So he went to Jordan Ayew straight to speak to him. Others are also speculating that it has to do with captaincy issue. I don't believe it has to do with captaincy. I just believe it has to do with certain things Jordan Ayew was not happy with in the Black Star team camp. You and I know currently Jordan Ayew is the longest serving Black Star player currently in that Black Star team. So if there is something he's not happy about, looking at his experience and everything, it was right that the coach had to go to him to sort out that issue, settle that issue before they meet once again and play the last 2 games against Afcon, because internally there are a lot of issues that have not been sorted out yet and it's reflecting on the field. So guys, this is the update I have for you concerning Ghanaian and Black Star players. Let me know your thoughts about it down below in the comments. Thanks for joining me. My name is Adam. I'll make sure to see you in the next one. Charlie, we go vibe.